All right. And the card on the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. But I have to tell you, the next card under the deck, too, is kind of leaping out at me. The Empress card. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's really about the energy that comes into manifesting something when you've put the work in. It's about successful outcome, growth, happiness, harmony. It can be about having kids if you want them. It can be about marriage. It can be about family. Just really a very successful card. You'll see that this two-headed monster is sleeping, gnawing on a bone as the sun is rising after Halloween is over and ended. We've even got a little bat in the corner here yawning. The skulls are happy. Everything positive is going on. The Empress is about fertility, success. She's kind of, if you take the queen of all the other suits, the earth, air, water, fire suits, and you put them together, she has the best qualities of each of those suits. She's a woman. She's a babe in total control of herself, if you know what I'm saying. And she really is, in spite of the fact that this is, Frankenstein's bride, and so she's, of course, dead in the literature. She's not in the energy of this card. She's somebody who gets things done. She can multitask. She can take care of business. She can get it done. She's a very, very positive person to have. If this card represents you, this is really about you coming into terms with your happiness and your joy. In spite of anything that may be negative that's going on for you, you're at a place of good success right now. This has been a really good period of time in spite of challenges that I've seen in the other cards as we were laying them out. So let me jump into those. The Fool is about the beginning of new cycles. In the reverse, it's an actual fool. But in this, it's about, maintaining your sense of humor, or reconnecting with your sense of humor, being able to juggle multiple things up here. It's about looking before you leap, sure, but also taking that blind leap of faith, right? I'm thinking of that. It's an Indiana Jones movie where part of the test that he has to face to get to, I don't know if it's the Holy Grail he's looking for or something like that. But he has to take the step, and then the step actually comes up and rises up under his feet. And that's the situation this person's in. Taking that leap of faith and just trusting that it's all going to work out for the better. He's really following his stars in a way. And he's juggling these things, meaning that he's learning how to work his environment and make it work for him. There is that caution, though. Be careful in what you do that you don't become a fool in that. But typically that's not the case. Now, crossing you, we have the Seven of Bats. And the Seven of Bats is kind of about getting away with something, right? He's been looting these tents over here, taking a bunch of things, stealing their bats. Now, some of them have gotten away. In other decks, he has left a couple swords behind. So this can be about thievery, about people sneaking around behind your back, cheating. If that's been you, be very, very careful. Now, if you are, in fact, a fool or have been fooled, it could be that somebody has been cheating on you. Or possibly that you're fooling someone else in cheating. But let me take a look at these other cards here, kind of bring them together, and we can see more about that role here for you Libras in that. Behind you, we have the Page of Pumpkins. And Page of Pumpkins can be about spying on somebody, but a lot of times it's about the beginning of a material pursuit, something that you're doing. Maybe you're launching your own website or your own business, or maybe you've been studying something. Studying something that enhances your material well-being, and moving that forward. For some of you, this could be a daughter or somebody like that in your life. I'm not really seeing a lot of that come into play, but this can be that inquisitive nature that a person can have, sort of scholarly. You'll see the books, but she's also getting real life, real world experience, not just book learning. So there's that component. And she kind of reminds me of Wednesday from the Addams Family, I think, a little bit. But anyway, so that's in your immediate past, that idea of scholarly. It could be also, given that we have some of this like sneaky behavior, it could be that this person here was not really offering you something that, and this could be an earth sign, right? This could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, the pumpkins. That's the earth suit here. It could be that they weren't really offering you anything that was going to get off the ground, or whatever that offer was, it was based on sneakery and trickery. Like, somebody tried to offer you something, or maybe you tried to offer somebody like a real relationship that would be something that you could build together, but that other person was creeping around or sneaking around on somebody else, and that's why it didn't seem to be coming off really well. Beneath you, we have this Nine of Imps energy. Imps is the fire suit, and the imps can be, this is kind of guarded energy. You'll see all these warriors behind this individual here who's moving on, kind of sallying forth with that. Kind of wounded warrior, although this person here's got a happy face. This imp is kind of looking sort of happy, like the worst is over. They're doing okay with that. In the reversal, the battle could still be on. You're not quite there yet, but it will pass. And understand that this is kind of what's underneath your feet right now. So that could be, you're still kind of struggling with that, because whatever this stuff was, it's not where you want to be. If you're sneaking around with somebody who's involved with somebody else, you're not into that. Then again, if somebody's sneaking around on you, you're not into that either. You know, you're a Libra, and as such, or you're cross-watching for the sign of Libra. But Libra, sun, moon, or rising sign, you're somebody that likes things to be fair. And a lot of times that's, you like the balance and things like that. And this is not a very balanced picture right here. Crowning you, we have the Ace of Ghosts in the reverse. Ghosts in here is the water sign. It's spirit. It's emotion. It's cups, right? In the reverse, this person is not having the beginning of that new love. There's either a delay in that going on, or it's that you realize that there's been too much, I want to say fuckery. Can I say that? There's been a lot of fuckery going along. Somebody's been fooling somebody else. They're trying to get away with some stuff, and it's not the love that you were hoping to have. And all of this, you know, they're offering you something, but it's a child-sized version of what could really be if this person were a king or a queen. So there's sort of that delay. And in this, you know, again, somebody's fooling somebody else, and that's not really where you want to be, right? Eight of Imps, that has to do with communication coming in, you know, fast-moving energy, lots of action, lots of things going on, right? In the reverse, though, this is kind of, it's either that energy is delayed or it's just plain not happening, that you kind of came to a stagnation or a stalemate. And again, it could be just because this is exhausting. You know, this is exhausting, right? It's typically, that's a rough spot to be in. And that's supported by the Temperance card here, that you're in that kind of peaceful waiting mode. You're learning, you're doing your own thing. You know, we can look at this Fool card again. You're ready to leap off into something new, kind of leave things behind. That's where you are. And you're taking it kind of easy, and you're very comfortable with that. I feel like whatever this was that you were trying to get started with somebody else, you're really kind of okay that it's not what you wanted, that it's not this beautiful offering of love. It's something that's on the down low, and, you know, you have a realistic picture of that. And it really feels like you're quite okay with it being what it is. It is what it is, right? But I don't feel a great degree of devastation in that. It could be because of your air sign quality. Air sign people don't tend to be the emotional, overwhelmed people that a lot of other suits can be. I mean, it depends on what else is going on in your chart, and that's certainly not the case for every person. But it seems like you kind of know how to keep it in perspective, that I'm really not seeing a lot of grief and loss to the magnitude that it could be, given that whatever you were trying to get started wasn't happening for you. And we have here too the Six of Imps, which in the upright is a victory card. In the reverse, this is a lack of victory. Because again, somebody's engaged in some nonsense, and you understand it for what it is. And you're kind of saying, yeah, I don't think so. Hopes and fears, this is truth, this is knowledge, this is justice, right? This is being able to take some kind of action, or the beginning of a new action. This is Swords in other decks. Knowledge. You kind of fear the knowledge a little bit, but you already knew anyway what was going on. This isn't new. This really isn't. You knew this person was not the one for you. But for whatever reason, sometimes it's just good practice just to kind of get out there and be dating somebody, right? It doesn't have to be, every person that we date doesn't have to be the marriage, type situation. That's okay too. But the good news, and this reminds me again of our Empress card, is your final outcome card. Here's the Queen of Pumpkins, and she's the Queen of Earth. She's the businesswoman. She's the manager. She's the successful wife and mother. She's the successful person, right? Now, she doesn't have to be married. She doesn't even have to have kids, but all of those elements are there. She certainly is a wonderfully qualified individual. She's very stable, very grounded, and this ties me back to this kind of sense of knowledge that you have, that you know what's going on, and it's not really derailing you because you kind of expected that anyway. And that's why you're able to peacefully wait for whoever this is that's coming in. And it may very well be that somebody's coming in, but it's going to be kind of slow energy. Queen of Pumpkins is slow energy. And let's not forget that your other future card here was the Eight of Imps, which is sort of arrested movement or a pause in the action. So this Queen of Pumpkins right here, very stable, just like this Empress that we saw earlier on the bottom of the deck for you. You're going to be okay because peaceful waiting for you is not a bad space. You're already in it. Look how happy this individual is on the Temperance card right here. She's got a big smile on her face. She's mixing stuff up. I don't know what kind of a potion she's making, but she's having a good old time. And the Sun is certainly happy. It's kind of like, yeah, I know what's going on, and you know what? Bye. I'm seriously going to be okay. Seriously going to be okay. I don't know. I'm feeling really, really good. Like your birthday was a great wash for you. It somehow cleaned things up, and helped you bring a lot of things into perspective. Libra's a very insightful suit. They're very intelligent. They tend to know what's going on, and they don't tend to be overwhelmed by some of the emotional overreaction that a lot of people can be. Again, exceptions exist, of course, to that general. But I don't know. It just seems like it, and you're kind of okay, with that, knowing that whoever that person is, it's not really your thing. Now, so let me shuffle our deck. Oops, I just got a jumper, like big thing. Here we go. All right. And this is from the Alice in Wonderland Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. I have a couple decks by her. This one's new, though. I had it on pre-order for a while. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, and pause before action. And, this card right here sounds like our Fool card that we saw earlier. So give me a second to pull that up. I'll try to keep the glare off the card. Okay. So let me pull these up for you. What will happen next? I wonder what will happen next. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? There are points in life where everything seems perfect. Things are calm, all is well, and we are comfortable, sheltered, easy in ourselves and in the relationships we have. There is, in short, nothing wrong at all. Then why, oh why, can we not feel satisfied? This is because free spirits grow restless amidst too much sameness, much as we find Alice and you, dear reader, at this time. While she ought to be enjoying an afternoon beneath trees in late summer, Alice is actually a little fretful and restless. She wants for adventure, to explore and reach out beyond the comforts of her current existence. This is the very point you are at. You will decide whether or not to enter into and enjoy all you have and have been given. There is nothing at all wrong with embracing that. Or, as you will know from Alice, this could be the point at which you begin to wonder whether this is the place from where you need to explore, stretch, or jump. A small part of you is tired with the tidy, the comfortable, and the repetitive. You would rather the adventurous, where you will learn more of who you truly are than you will in this in-between state of sameness, and people who never ask questions and are content never to go beyond the comforts of the current life. You, dear reader, want more. This card tells you that very soon, if you choose, you will have an unprecedented opportunity for adventure. It is your decision, but I think I know what you will choose when the moment of change arrives, just in time to save you from the numbness of too much habit and repetition. That is the very edge of change. Prepare yourself. A longing for excitement. Wonder at what is meant to take place next. Someone who is comfortable but vaguely dissatisfied. Be ready for a challenge and for new experiences. So yes, we do see this sense of change with the Fool and the readiness to be off to a new beginning. Just be careful that whatever it is that you choose isn't something that's going to have you running for cover or dealing with angry people, angry boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands or wives or whatever that might be for you. Just be very careful that you're choosing your excitement in a positive way, right? And with that having been said, thank you so much, Libra.